Hey, everybody, and welcome to our Thursday night training call, but it's really not on Thursday, it's on Wednesday. But anyway, tonight we have my dear friend Liza Reef here today, and she's going to be running the show. And we also have some awesome testimony and a great training for you tonight. But Liza, you can take it, baby.
Awesome. Thank you. So first of all, thanks for switching up the night. We had to kind of arrange some things to kind of mesh with Dreya's schedule because it was really super important that we get her on this call. But first, we're going to start with a testimony. Travis Martin, I see you are still muted, so you'll have to unmute yourself. Oh, okay, he's getting there. Okay, so Travis is going to give us his health testimony. If you've never heard it before, you're missing out. It's an amazing testimony. So Trav, I'm going to pass it on over to you.
I think I'm on. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yep, you're
on.
Hear
me? Okay. So yeah, the only way to tell you my story is to start from the beginning. In September 2015, I was watching Facebook like everybody else does and seeing my friend post, and I said, that's good for her, but not for me. And then one day I said, I'm going to be I'm having a birthday soon, and this just isn't going to happen. And all these plans of going to the gym just aren't going to, come to fruition. So I instantly started taking the products, but being so skeptical, I was not consistent. So there's my first bit of advice to anybody out there. Start strong, start hard, take these products and use this as a way to get your life changed. Use this as a mental thing that not only are you taking these products, but this is your platform to do something better for yourself. With not being consistent with the products and overeating in the first month, I didn't have any results. Even after the second month, very little. But my sponsor, Cindy, convinced me to keep going, and I added the accelerator. So after my second month, I consistently and gradually lost probably between 5 and 7 pounds per month over the next 5 months. So about 6 months in, I was pretty happy. I went from 230 all the way down to 205, and I really thought I was going to hit 200. I mean, that was my goal. I was like, I'm going to get to 200, but something inside my body changed, and something, I don't know, my body became regulated, and I don't think I'm supposed to be 200. I don't think I'm supposed to be that weight, because I consistently from there started gaining weight. And it wasn't because I was working out crazily. It wasn't because, I was watching my diet any more than I did before. And that's one of my other bits of advice for anybody. Use this, like I said, the products, the exercise, the water, it all goes hand in hand and that's how people have amazing results. So as we speak right now, I'm back up to 225. So in the big scheme of things, I went from 230 to 205, back up to 225. But here's the thing, my belt size still has stayed the same. I've gone down probably 4 to 5 belt notches, and I haven't gained that back. So that's fantastic. The next thing that I would tell anybody, especially with sharing this with other people, is don't judge what you think they want or what you think is going to work for them. You never know what these products are going to do for somebody. So, don't underestimate what the power of these products are. And if they want, weight loss, it might not come immediately. And the reason I say might not come immediately is because I firmly believe, and maybe this is more of a male perspective than from the female, but yes, you lose fat, but you're also gaining muscle at the same time. And if you're exercising, then that weight scale thing may not be the true telltale sign of where you're going with this. But I'm 110% believer in the products. I share them as much as I possibly can. In fact, I had a class today for real estate, and I gave out 2 cards, so I was pretty happy about that. And that's about my testimony.
Awesome. No, and I think you made a lot of women happy on this call when you're talking about the scale and how it's not a true indicator of our success. your message.
Oh, one more thing, one more bit of advice, and this is something that I highly recommend, and I highly regret, is not getting to a gym and getting like my fat content, my direct measurements. I mean, yeah, I took a before and after. I mean, I knew what my starting weight was, but to have that actual numbers of your body fat content and you know what I'm saying, the overall what do they call that, body index, I guess.
Yep, your BMI, like all of that.
I would have wished I would have done that.
Like all that stuff. That's a really good point. But the consistency that you talk about is something that we as ambassadors and as Plexus sharers and users, I mean, that's something that we talk about all the time with our new customers and new ambassadors. And you're right, it's not a Monday through Friday product. It's an everyday product, and you have to be consistent. So thank you so much for sharing your story. And also, wasn't there a little habit that you don't do anymore, right?
Yeah, I got a little sidetracked on that. Around the 2-month mark, when everything started kicking in, when I started sleeping better and just feeling better, one of my things that I don't put on Facebook because it's not compliant is I had chronic back pain, and I had it for probably 15 years, and with that causes stress. And yes, I smoke cigarettes, and it wasn't like, I can't really say that the product made me quit or helped me quit, but it's the cumulative of everything else that was going on, you know, the sleeping better, the less stress. I quit, and I mean, I won't lie, I have one occasionally when I drink, because I still do that too, but I definitely don't need them anymore. I don't crave them, and that's probably another wonderful thing that, obviously a wonderful thing that's happened with this. But you know, in my testimonial that I've written, I say that, you know, it's almost unheard of to lose weight and quit smoking at the same time.
Right.
When you quit smoking, your cravings increase. So, you know, again, how much the products actually aided in that, I can't really say, but I know that the stress level, and again, the sleeping is huge, because I sleep so soundly I can't even begin to tell you.
I think we can all attest to that.
Yeah.
I think most of us do have better sleep. So Travis, thank you so much for sharing your testimony tonight. I know I've heard your testimony several times, but I think I hear something different every time, and I hope everybody on the call was able to get some information too. And I hope you don't mind if people want to reach out to you for more information. You guys can touch base with Travis. But thank you so much.
Send me an IM, and I'll send you my written testimonial.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much. Okay. You can go ahead and remute yourself if you want. Thanks.
All right.
Okay, so next up is the lovely Ruby ambassador, Dreya Drury. So my introduction for her, I could talk about her forever, and she knows that, but it's going to be short and sweet, just like her. So because she has a lot to share with us, and I don't want to give away what she has to share. And I know she just made a face, and she's probably a little nervous, so let's, give her a nice warm welcome. But the reason we wanted to have Dreya on tonight is because there has been a major shift in her team. And in the last couple of months, Erin and myself and Kathleen, we've watched her. We've watched her as a leader. We've watched her team grow into leaders and grow their team as well. And I know several of them are on the call tonight. I got to be honest, you guys. On my leg, under Erin and Kathleen, I probably have maybe like 25, 26 new ambassadors on our team this month. Over 3/4 of those ambassadors have come from Dreya's leg. So that's why it's so important for her to get on here and to share the shift, her intentional shift, and the actions that have been taking place within herself and her team. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it on over to her. Dreya?
Thank you so much, Liza. You guys make me a little misty when you share that, because sometimes, you get so caught, I don't want to say caught up, but, you get involved in your own journey sometimes. And just knowing that people notice what you're doing really means a lot. So I've been really struggling with, I don't want to say struggling, I guess that's not the right word, but I've been really thinking a lot about how I wanted to share what's happened and what's been going on really since, I'm going to say about Christmas time. And then it really went into motion at Super Saturday. So it's been an up and down journey for me. I'm not going to say, it's been easy, because it hasn't. And I think that when you don't acknowledge the fact that there are ups and downs in this business, you're fooling yourself. And it's almost like when you're a new mom and don't tell you the truth, the adjustment is really hard. And when somebody finally does tell you the truth, it's like the skies open up and the sun rays come down. It's like God's talking to you and you're like, oh, I'm not alone. So that's kind of how I'm coming into this. Is I'm going to be brutal. I'm going to be honest, and I'm really going to be vulnerable and show you a lot and share with you a lot of what I've been going through. So it really started around Christmas time, and I'm lucky enough to be a teacher by trade. And I had that time over Christmas break. And I spent that time watching training videos. I watched momentum videos. I watched videos from different types of leaders, different brands almost, people that are really that are reds, full on reds and about the business. Because what I'm realizing is that momentum is key. Is no matter what we do, if we don't have momentum, then we kind of get stuck, and it's like you're stuck in a snowbank and your wheels just keep spinning. So I decided that on January 1st, I was going to have a new mantra for myself. And my new mantra was do. Plain and simple. To be doing, and it all had to be about action. But it wasn't just about random action, because we're really good at scrolling through Facebook. It had to do with intentional action and what was I going to do. So I kept looking online for different little things that kind of were piquing my interest, and how was I going to go about doing that? Well, with the new year came all these new, resolutions and all of these things that people are deciding to do. And one thing that got me was there were two things out there. One was 100 days of inspiration, which all had to do with 100 days of just sharing happy and positive thoughts. And then another one had to do with 100 days of action. So I went in and I looked and I read both of the blogs that, were involved in that. And it just came to me, and I said to myself, in the end, who's with you? Who's with you ultimately? It doesn't, I have the most unbelievable support system in Plexus, but in the end, who do I have to answer to? I have one person to answer to, and that's myself. No one else. I can't expect anybody else to do it for me. I have to do it. And that was a really hard thing for me to do, because it's so much easier to say, okay, well, this one's not doing it or that one's not doing it, and that's why I'm not doing it. No, that's not part of what I'm going to do anymore. It's about doing, and it's myself doing it. So we went to Super Saturday, and we had a ton of people from our team there. We had an opportunity to bond, and I loved the roadmap to success. So I said, well, why can't I combine all of these things and create something new? So what I did was I took a bunch of leaders, and it didn't matter what level they were to me. It's somebody who was hungry and who wanted to do it and who understood the Super Saturday stuff. And I put them in a chat. Now, some people stayed, some people left, and some people participate intermittently and maybe just sit in the sidelines and watch. There's about 6 or 7 of us in that. And what I did was I said, this is what we're going to do. And I'm doing this along with you. It's 100 days of intentional, purposeful action. And that's a big thing, because when you talk about intention and you talk about purpose, it's something that it's like taking your products every day. You have to consistently do it. And some days are easier than others. And Saturday and Sunday rolls around and you're like, oh, I'll get to it. Just like, I'll do my laundry eventually. So this is really about 100 days of actively and intentionally working your business and working IPAs. So I shared my vision with the chat that I created, and my goals were threefold. It was about relationships, building relationships within my team, sidelines and uplines. It was about accountability, not only for the people in the chat, but for myself. I really needed this. I needed to be accountable to someone as well as myself, and somebody different than the people that I've been accountable to, because I have a lot of other chats going, but I wanted something that I could drive myself and be the leader for. And then finally, I wanted it to be empowering, because I wanted to be able to share what I was doing, get feedback, have people share what they were doing, share feedback with each other, but then take what we were doing and then duplicate it with their downlines. So that was my goal. And what I decided to do, I have all these notes, by the way. What I decided to do for myself was to keep a journal. And this has been really interesting. And I did this talk about intention. So if anybody went to our first leaders retreat in Orlando, this was the book that they gave us. You could get these little notebooks in our little beach bag that had palm trees all over it. And this was our first leaders retreat that we went to. And I know that all of us who were there, we were like blown away, because we'd never been part of something like this before. So I thought it was pretty apropos, I guess, for lack of a better term, is to start my journal with this book. So you can see I started on January 9th, and that was the Monday after Super Saturday, I think, right? Because Super Saturday was the 7th. So this was the Monday after Super Saturday. And I went and I counted 100 days, and it ends on the 16th of April. So we're still right in the midst of our 100 days chat. So every day I write down what I do for my plexus. What are my IPAs? Who do I reach out to that day? What calls am I on? What training videos do I do? What follow-up have I done? Now, not only do I do this, but every single day we message, and I try to initiate at the beginning. I tried to initiate the messaging in the 100 days chat. Now I don't have to do that anymore, because now we have that relationship, and everyone is looking forward to that check-in during the course of a day. So I started out, and this is where the real and vulnerable part of me comes in. I started out, my goal was to reach out to 10 people a day. And I did that for pretty much, if I look back, I would say consistently for a month and a half. I reached out to 10 people every day, and on Saturdays, I would send out my samples. Well, life gets in the way, as we know. I still work my business every single day. I'm intentional. But what I have found is that I haven't been nearly as consistent as I need to be with this. And that's where I realized that you can intentionally reach out to people, and you can intentionally work your business, and you can think about it all you want, but it's the actual doing it. It's the actual messaging. It's the actual talking to people. It's the actual setting up events. It's the actual running of an online party. Sometimes at 8:30 at night, I want to just, get up, read my beach money book and just settle in for the night. But it's about actually doing it. And when you do those things, and you do it and create relationships with your downline or your sidelines or your upline, it doesn't matter. All of a sudden that momentum builds, because you wake up the next day knowing that you are accountable to a group of people. And I know that with that momentum and that consistency since January 9th, unbelievable things have been happening on my team. I have watched these people grow as humans, and I've watched them grow as leaders, and it makes my heart get big like the Grinch, and explode out of my body, because they're working their business every single day without exception. Saturday and Sunday and vacations, those get to be dicey times. Let's be honest. Our kids are running around. We kind of lose sight of everything. And when you know that you're accountable to somebody else, all of a sudden, those things and those excuses fall away, because not only are you accountable to those other people, you're accountable to yourself. So watching everyone explode. People in Virginia, that Virginia leg of my team, they went to that opportunity of a lifetime meeting. Kendall Anderson, who was at that meeting, she's on the leaderboard. Okay, that momentum it's been contagious. And it's helping grow leaders, and it's helping grow customer bases, and it's helping people get out of their comfort zones. Because not only is that happening, people are going to vendor events that are running vendor events that they've never done before. They're running their own online events and getting ambassadors and new customers that way. They're running silver challenges on their team, and people are going silver. They're meeting one-on-one because they know that they have the support and the tools to be able to work with those people, their new people, to get them to silver, because they're able to come back and troubleshoot with this group. And it really has been a game changer for a lot of us. But really, it comes down to two things: consistency and action. And without those two things, we're going to stay exactly where we are, and momentum isn't going to grow. So this is where we get real and vulnerable. You really need to be honest with yourself. You really, truly do. And it's uncomfortable, and sometimes it hurts, and sometimes it makes you want to throw up in your mouth a little bit, because you have to be really, really brutally honest with yourself. And you have to say, what am I really doing? Because I'll bet dollars to donuts, you're doing a lot of time commenting and building relationships with people, but you're not doing that intentional reaching out about flexibility. Dude, can totally change your life. Stop waiting, start doing. Let's make this happen. And taking all of those things that Jennifer Leith has taught us. I mean, that girl speaks my love language, and boy, have I been bold, because I say that, no pressure. I'm not saying that anymore. I'm saying, this is going to help you. This is going to help with X, Y, and Z. Stop your nonsense, and let's do this. You have a 60-day money-back guarantee, and I'm going to get you the best prices. So now I'm anticipating another boom happening in the next 30 days, because that's not what I'm doing now. So you plant those seeds so they can be harvested later on. So again, intention, purpose, and focus. The other cool thing is that in the Pink Superstars group, Erin had posted these things called stacks sheets, and I think it's called Alyssa's stack sheets in the files. That's really cool, because whether or not you're starting out or you have a bigger team, it doesn't matter. You can check off things on that list and say, I've wished everybody a happy birthday today. Now I'm going to challenge you to go one step further, because this is what I've been doing, is with those people who are not ambassadors and who are not using Plexus products that I know of, I say, hey, happy birthday. I hope you're having the best day ever. I think that I would be honored if I could send you a sample of Plexus Slim for your birthday, because what a better thing to do for yourself than give a gift to yourself on your birthday and give yourself a gift of being healthier and happier. And then I sign everything with health and happiness. And all of a sudden, who's going to say no to a birthday gift? Okay? Even if they don't take it, even if they're not going to order from you, who cares? Send a present, and you're saying, listen, I care about you. And if somebody else is, they have someone else who might want the products, they're going to send them to you, because you care enough about them to reach out and give them a gift. So use those stack sheets. And some things you may not be able to do, because a lot of it has to do with three-way, coaching calls and some of that stuff. But you can still do a three-way call and a coaching call with your upline. You can still schedule that, or with a sideline partner, and come up with plans for events. So I really encourage you to use those stack sheets, especially if you're struggling with trying to figure out, what am I really doing during the day? And I can honestly say it doesn't take you more than an hour, hour and a half tops to get through that stack sheet. You just have to do it. And that's it. Again, the mantra is do. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Just do it. The other big thing, and I think that this has happened too with the chat, because the chat really has been enormous for us. One thing that I realized, and this is, I don't know how anybody is going to view this, but this is just my experience, is that you all know that I've been on a journey trying to figure out a lot of things about myself. And you know that mindset is one of the passions that I have. And one day I was lying in bed, and I say my affirmations when I go to bed, and my affirmation is I'm a diamond ambassador. And I say it over and over and over. And then the first thing I do when I wake up is say, and thank you, Timmy Yancey, for this. She said, I am an amazing leader, and I have the fastest growing team. And I say that over and over and over. I could get misty talking about this. And I don't get out of bed until I feel it in my soul. And I just lay there. My alarm can go off 5,000 times. I just say it over and over and over, and I say it as I go to bed, to the point where I was dreaming that Sonia Dudley was in my house, creepy, and we were painting. Stop, Liza's making a face. She's cracking up at me. And she was handing me all these paintbrushes, and there was like a little label on one of the paintbrushes that said diamond on it. So that to me is it's getting in my head, and I'm really believing it. And what I realized was I spent so much time trying to find that perfect person to run with. I have 5,000 people that I run with. I don't really need 5,000, but I have a lot of people that I run with and that are part of my soul. But the biggest thing that I found is that I have the best running partner, and that's myself. Is that no matter what you do, you're only accountable to one person, and that's you. So I hope that in all of this, and what I'm sharing, and I told you I was going to be vulnerable and honest and real, and this is me. I hope you realize that each and every one of you can do this. And I've gone backwards and forwards in this business more times than I could possibly say. So if you think that I'm sitting here as a Ruby ambassador and killing it every single day and everything is all sunshine and roses and I fart out rainbows, I don't. And it's not that fabulous all the time. And sometimes this journey, it really is a journey. It's not the end result. And when Jen Leeds said last week about how do you define success, it's not about being a diamond ambassador. It's about becoming that person that turns into that diamond ambassador that matters more than anything. So when you find out and you really discover that your true running partner is yourself, those relationships that you have within Plexus, if you have somebody in California that I have that's a good friend of mine that I talk to every day almost, that I have her, but also have my best friends that I do this with. And I can't stress to you enough how much that shift matters. Because once you realize that you are in control of every ounce of this business, not anybody else, and not even the business, you're in control of every ounce of your life. Holy moly, what you can do is absolutely limitless. Limitless. The sky is the limit. You could be the next Sarah Marble. You could be the next Sarah Robbins, who has her own blog and all that nonsense. You could be whoever you want to be, because you have the support system right here with all of your uplines and your sidelines and your downlines. But you have yourself, and that mindset shift is enormous. And I'm going to leave you with one last thing, that if you live in Saratoga or if you live in the Capital District and your hiney is not in a chair at the Embassy Suites on May 6th, you are shorting yourself. You are giving yourself a huge disservice, because that Kelly Norman training is not about Plexus. It's about you as a human. It's about life. It's about being a better wife, a mother, father, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, grandparent. I don't care. What friend? It doesn't even matter. It's about your life. So after this training or after this talk or whatever, I want you to think about purposeful action. I want you to think about doing. No more excuses, doing. I want you to think about intention, affirmation, and I want you to get your hiney to the Embassy Suites and change your life. It will change you. Sonia Dudley did this for me. All of you have done this for me. And I don't know. I'm just so happy that I decided to take control of it all. And all of you guys can too. And a big, huge shout out to my 100 Days of Awesome chat, because it is literally it's been days of awesome. And we're all so sad thinking like, oh my God, what are we going to do after the 16th? What are we going to do? And I'm like, nothing. We're still doing this. And you know what you're going to do? You're going to take this and you're going to choose people and you're going to start the same exact thing. And we keep going for another 100 days and then another one. And then the next thing you know, we're back at December 25th and January 1st and Super Saturday again. And I can't wait to see where we all are. So I'm sorry I cried. No, I'm not sorry. Yeah, I cried. Damn it.
Oh my God, Dreya. Guys, this is the reason she's on this call tonight. This is the reason. What you just heard in the last 25 minutes is the exact reason we needed her on this call tonight, because we have watched her. We have watched this transpire for months. And, like she said in December, at the end of December, when it all kind of just flourished and she decided to take control, we've been watching from the sidelines, and it's incredible. And I commend you for sharing some of your soul today. I've been there right along with you, and I know all the things you're going through, and I know that this business is really important to you, and you've made it important, and you've made your team important, and it definitely shows. So, holy crap, mic drop.
Well, thank you for having me.
And, some of the things that I just want to kind of reiterate, some of the things that you talked about that are really so super important. The opportunity of a lifetime tour. Like, we have one here in the Capital District coming next Thursday. I truly believe after Super Saturday, that was the kicking point, the starting point for a lot of your team in Virginia. They went to that. Tammy Morris spearheaded, like, getting everybody there. And within 4 days of that opportunity of a lifetime tour down there, holy crap, it was absolutely incredible. And then what happened after that, they were empowered themselves. They're creating their own sip and sees. Tammy always does team meetings. I'm not pointing fingers, but a lot of times I have conversations with people like, well, I just don't have a meeting, or I don't have an opportunity for an opportunity meeting. They don't either. And they're doing it themselves. They're taking control. They're empowering themselves, and it's working. They are sharing. They're building. Like, they just had a sip and see over the weekend, and more ambassadors have joined the team this week because of that. And that's incredible. Like, they're duplicating things that are working. Embassy Suites, absolutely. Kelly Norman, going to be incredible. Even if you did attend Sonia Dudley when we did last summer, it's totally different content. It's going to be absolutely incredible. And action equals success. Like, do, right? Just do. So, Dreya, thank you so much. You're amazing.
My God.
We have lots of comments down here just about how incredible you are, but we knew that was going to happen. But if anybody has any questions for Dre.
I want to point out something too, because we have been truly watching this unfold, and everything that's happening on Dreya's team is so deserved because of all the work that she's done on the inside.
Yep.
Like, that's hard. Like, it's very easy to get a team and sit back and be like, man, they're going to get me to diamond. That doesn't happen. The second you stop working, the second you stop building and sharing, your team will duplicate you. But when I got back from my opportunity for Jennifer Leaf, and we talked about her, her building method, and I talked to Dreya on the phone, you were like, that was kind of like the culmination, like the culminating event where it all came together, and you're like, no, it just makes perfect sense. So can you explain like how that kind of switched your mindset a little bit?
I guess when Aaron and I were talking about it, and I don't know, I was home that day for some reason, and it was just like a random Friday. I was home, and Aaron and she shared with me what Jen said, and how Jen, and I really respect Jen, and I know that she's got such a good heart, and she's not in it for the business end of it. She's in it to really help people, but the best way to help people is to give them the best prices and say, dude, you need the best prices, and this is how you get it. You get it by joining our team. And I said to myself, oh, why am I not doing that? Why am I making this so hard? It's not that hard. It's so easy. And it's easy once you realize that you're not going to send your friend to Nordstrom's to get a North Face jacket that's on sale at Nordstrom's rack for half price. You're going to send them to get the best prices on the same product, right? So why are we not doing that with especially the triplex? Because every single person on the face of the planet should be on that. Every person. and then I saw Erin shared with me this video by Jill Renfro, and I said I could completely do that. So I made my own video. It wasn't hard.
It's pretty awesome, by the way. It's awesome.
And if anybody wants it, I'll send it to you. I have a YouTube channel. I didn't even know I had that.
Just don't post it on Facebook. It's not compliant.
Oh yeah, it's not compliant. It's only going into messaging. But I thought I could do that, and maybe I can even make it shorter and make it a little bit quicker. But from there, I've gotten I think personally I signed 2 ambassadors and got 2 or 3 customers just from sending that video and following up. And that was the other thing too that Erin shared with me about what Jen said, is that the way that we welcome into groups, I think you're watching it shift a little bit.
Yep.
And I loved the idea of the experience, because what helped me catch the plexus fever was being part of something bigger than myself. And when you feel as if you're part of something that is supporting you and cheering you on and only wanting the best for you, how are you ever going to say goodbye to that? And then with products that work, I mean, come on, it's a no-brainer. So that was really a huge mindset shift for me. And I think a lot of it had to do with that idea of not just saying welcome. Okay, yeah, that's great. Well, let me tell you about what these products can really do for you, and how I think I look better and feel better at 48 than I did at 38. And I don't know, that means a lot to an old, short, perimenopausal woman like myself, that, you know, you need something that's going to kind of push you into that direction, and an experience will do that for you. And so that's why that was a huge mindset shift for me.
Awesome, Jen. Thank you. You're the best.
You wonder why she's a Ruby, because she's got that fire and just go. That's why. And it's not that anybody else on this call can't do the same thing, because she's telling you exactly what she's doing and how she got there. So the reason why she's doing this call, and I love you, Dreya, I've said it like 500 times so far today. I love it even more. No, I just lied. I love you more than I did before the call. But every single person on this call can do this. They just have to have that mindset that they can and then do. I love it.
Right. And I think that another big part too, and this is something, and again, this is going to be the reality check, and is that I think when we start, we're so used to people telling us what to do. And when you finally realize that you already know what to do, there's no special magic diamond dust. There's no special magic secret. And I don't have a door that I open up and, oh, that's where all the Ruby information is. Yeah. No, it's not like that. I'm telling you right now that it comes down to just action. And it comes down to intentionally reaching out to people and saying, you need this. Let me help you. And if it doesn't work, okay, after 60 days, you get your money back. No skin off anybody's nose. I'm still going to be friends with you. It doesn't matter. But what if this could change everything for you? We owe it to people. We can't keep it a secret. There's too many sick people out there. There's lives in this muck, as Carrie Wilson would say. Get them out of the muck.
What is some advice you would give people that say that they are in a funk or feel stuck or don't know what to do? You know, like everyone, we all go through it. I've been through it. We've all been through it. If you're new, just kidding. It's all rainbows and unicorns. I'm just
no, it's not.
Brand new on the call. But what would you say? What are some advice you can get to people that feel that way?
I think that my biggest thing is that, I have a lot of things to say on this, but when you have to identify it first. You have to say, I'm stuck. And then once you say that, sorry, Charlies, you got to do something about it. Because if you don't do something about it, then you're going to continue to stay in the muck. And what does the muck look like? Well, the muck looks like, no one's helping me, or I can't get any customers, or no one wants to try it, or it's too expensive, and all that. I've heard those excuses, or I've heard those reasons why 5,000 times. You just need to continue to share. You just say, okay, and move on to the next person, because that next person that you can talk to, what if that actually makes the biggest difference in their lives? And now all of a sudden, they're your runner. But I think that it's really hard for us to keep peeling away those layers of the onion, because we get deeper and deeper to what really the root problem is. And I think we have to keep reminding ourselves that if we don't like where we are, we can move. We're not trees. You can do something different. You just have to choose to do it. And if you need help, to ask for it. And asking for help, though, isn't going to come with a magic pill. It comes with the same things of just action. And sometimes with those stack sheets, that helps you get out of the muck and gets out of your stuckness, because it's out there on paper and you can check it off. It's a box you can check. And I mean, yoga for me has been the one thing that does it for me, that time, that pouring into myself and finding out really what is it that's in your way. Because and ultimately, it's you that's in your own way, not anything else, not anybody else, not any product, not any Facebook post. It's you. And until you are ready to deal with that, it's an uncomfortable and scary place to be. But when you emerge as that beautiful butterfly, oh my God, you can fly anywhere you want. So I don't really know if I really answered the question.
No, you did. Just getting back into action, and I think positive affirmations are a good one too. Like,
positive affirmation.
Really talk to ourselves is huge.
It's gigantic, and that's why I keep saying about that Kelly Norman stuff, because that's what it has a lot to do with. It's how do you talk to yourself every day? For me, saying I'm an amazing leader and I have the fastest growing team, that spoke to me, because I doubt myself as a leader all the time. I doubt myself as a mom. I doubt myself as a friend, a wife, a teacher, all of that. But I think that's part of what we do. But if I keep telling myself I'm awesome at it, then I'm pretty awesome. And I really am starting to believe now, like a little.
Well, you kind of are.
Where I was before.
Erin, when you asked about being stuck, like I go back to Brenda Martin when we had that call with Brenda Martin back in the fall, and we asked her that question as Jules. We asked her, and Dreya actually said the word when she responded to you, and she thought it was a flub, but it wasn't. But Brenda says that's just an excuse. It's just an excuse, and you have to get out of your own way and realize that you're not stuck.
Right.
You're just creating an excuse for yourself. And I believe that. And it was awesome for her to be real with us when she gave us that response. And it was cool. And I agree.
And it was so cool that it came from someone else and not my mouth.
Right.
And,
exactly.
And one other thing, as far as that whole idea of being stuck, I will say another big revelation for me was at Leaders Retreat. And for those of you who are going to convention, Carrie working yesterday, and Carrie used this metaphor, and it really, really struck home with me. I mean, I can tell. I was sitting next to Liza, and all of a sudden, I was like, my eyes are like this, and the tears are streaming down my face.
Here's the tissue.
I know, right? What she said was that the DNA of a caterpillar and the DNA of the butterfly are exactly the same. They look completely different. And what the caterpillar does is it goes into the cocoon and it turns into mush. Literally, I'm not lying. Like, that's science. It turns into mush. And you can decide, are you going to be that caterpillar that's going to stay in that muck or not? Because what ends up happening is that butterfly starts to transform and it starts to emerge from that cocoon. But did you know that if somebody or something helps that butterfly get out of the cocoon, the butterfly can't fly? So it's that struggle that the butterfly goes through as it's transforming, the caterpillar rather, that transforms in the muck and in the mush. And all of that struggle is what helps the caterpillar transform into the butterfly and helps the butterfly be able to fly and take off. Now, we may go into that cocoon. I said it to Liza a few weeks ago. I said, I'm getting in the muck. I got to get out of the muck. What am I going to do? And I knew it because now I can recognize it in myself because I'm so aware. And the struggle is such a big part of the journey, and it's the most amazing part, because when you emerge as that butterfly, it's just beautiful, beautiful thing to see. So I can't wait for those of you who are at convention and get to hear Carrie, because she's freaking amazing. I loved her. And if you feel yourself getting stuck in the muck, you can work, but it's a struggle, and the struggle is the best part. Believe it or not. It hurts and it's hard, and sometimes you cry and sometimes you want to throw up, but it's okay, because in the end you're going to emerge as something amazing and beautiful.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Catherine, you guys got anything else you want to hammer away on this lovely lady?
I don't think that there's anything really.
I know.
She kind of got it. There's really nothing else. She covered it up. She's got the get rid of your bull crap and the motivation. And this is, I mean, hello.
Stop your nonsense.
Take what she's saying and utilize it. Like, this is not just a video of information. It's experience, things that she's experienced over the course of a few months, and what she's doing is working. So use it, utilize it. Thank you, Dreya.
You're welcome. And if anybody has any more questions, because I know sometimes, like after you watch the call or something, that you have more questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to me at any time. I will be honest. I will be around, but I'm going to be in Florida. Shh. I'm really sick.
Yeah, you look horrible tonight. I think
I look terrible.
I think you should take Friday off.
Yeah, I don't know if I can go. I think it's a rest day.
Oh my God,
but you can message me anytime and I'll be around. I'll just be by a pool drinking a Cornwall Light.
So
Dreya, thank you so much.
We always usually open up to questions. Anyone want to put any questions either in the chat or unmute themselves? Totally can do that too. Don't all jump at once. But while you do,
I had asked that before too, Kath.
Yes, you totally did. But thank you, Dal, for everything. And it is no secret that you are exploding, because even just how you're presenting yourself is a little bit, you're up a little taller, Dal. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty awesome.
Oh, I like being taller.
She's 4'9" now.
Yes.
Love it. Awesome.
Can you hear me? This is Jill.
Hi, Jill.
Hi, Jill.
Hi, you guys. I'm in Dreya's 100 Days of Awesome chat, and you would not believe, if you were just sitting in there watching, what it has done for all of us. And I know some of the other girls in the chat are on, and we've been kind of messaging in this. It has been phenomenal, and Dreya encouraged me to start one with the Virginia leg, and they are loving the chat that we're now doing in the Virginia leg. I'm duplicating Dreya's chat, and it has just been amazing. The sip and see that I just went down for this past weekend down in Virginia, those ladies are so amazing. And then afterwards, myself and Teresa Kearns hosted a training with them. And one of the girls has already got a sip and see she's setting up, and I'm going down to help her do in Delaware.
Awesome.
It's incredible.
So awesome.
Thanks, Trey.
I'm so proud of you, sis. It's been great.
Awesome. Dreya, thank you again so much.
Oh, my pleasure.
Thank you for everybody for changing up the weekly call from Thursday to Wednesday,
yes,
so we can accommodate our little Floridian.
And also, let everybody know that we are not doing a call next Thursday, because the grand majority of us that are New Yorkers and around that area will be at the Opportunity of a Lifetime tour in Albany. So
please come, get there.
Get there.
Bring a guest. It will change their life. Don't just come, because it's an opportunity meeting. So you might have heard it before, but your friends haven't, your family hasn't. It's meant for new people. Yes, if you're brand new, come and see it too. If you're old like me, I'm going to, because you always get something out of it. If nothing else, you can meet the fabulous Dreya. Just saying.
Well, we have 6 testimonies too. I'm sorry, I'm getting on my host soapbox. I hope you don't mind. We have 6 testimonies. Dreya is giving her wealth testimony next week, but the other 5 people have never spoken at an opportunity meeting in our area before. They're brand new testimonies. I've been working with them to get compliance to approve their testimonies, and they are incredible life-changing, tear-jerking testimonies. And even if you've asked people and they don't want to come yourself, because you're going to learn something every single time, especially if you're a new person. And also, guys, like, I know our network, I know our people. There's an awesome bar right there at the Hilton and a restaurant with pub fare. Come early, come at 5:30, 6 o'clock, meet there after work, have dinner, have a drink, and then go downstairs to the Opportunity of a Lifetime tour. Also, we have Alec Clark, president of Plexus, is going to be here with his amazing wife. Not that she talks, but he gets up there and talks, and that's pretty awesome that you can say the president of your company came to your town to talk and to meet with ambassadors. And anybody on this call will tell you that he's an amazing person and will say hi to you, take pictures, and when he gets up there, we all laugh. So it's fun. It's an amazing night. And it's 7 to 9. Typically does not go till 9, so I'll put that out there right now, usually like between 8, 8:30. But please do your best to get there. And it's free. Really, come on, it's free.
And didn't I hear a rumor that it's, I don't know, somebody's birthday or something?
Oh, yeah, it's Kathleen's birthday on the 31st. So we'll have a little shout out to Kath. You're actually in my notes to say happy birthday too. So
oh my God, no.
I'm gonna have everybody sing happy birthday to you.
Oh,
When we go out to dinner, I'm gonna have like some, the ding 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 come out.
Oh.
So yeah, so that's my soapbox. So get there. Again, Dreya, thank you so much. You're the best. Love you.
Love you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Loved it.